Hello, guys. Welcome back to another edition of Holistic Kokonsa. Thank you guys for always tuning in. Maybe I'm sure be a kasanyami shramo. And then many abrofo for now, and I make a brofo kakra. A very tough sin in Trinam now, she be fanasa. Oh Lord, you're my life. Musha you may boy a friend of whom shall I fear? Can get it on Apple Music, Spotify, and all other audio platforms and so. Also, whom shall I fear? Whom shall you fear? Ask yourself, what do you fear in this life? Sometimes it could be just, making the big decisions in your lives. You've gotten to a point where you have to make a decision that will change the course of your life. It becomes very difficult sometimes. I hate to make those kind of decisions because it's a turning point in your life, and Ushru said the least mistake it will be your fault because one I will make it that decision. But I say no matter the season, no matter what you go through, you will not fear. You are Yeah, it might be very tough sometimes, but the key is rely on God. 100%. And you're 50-50. Yeah, so I have those two people in the studio today. Yeah, you can hear say you end up from cry. Why should I feel? Have you heard the voice? T voice with T voice. Why should I feel when you are here? I want you to declare that why should I fear when I know God, you're with me. Sometimes having that trust in God is all you need. Oh, how should I feel when you are here? As I said, you can get some of you can stream this music on all the other audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and all other places. Should I feel when you are here? How should I feel when you are here? The chorus too is very catchy. How should I feel when you are here? Afrobeat account. Whom shall I fear? Lord, you're my light. Whom shall I fear? All right, yes, Simran, I want to go straight into talking today. Yeah, once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so much. If you guys don't tune in, we will not be here. So we just want to say thank you one more time. And today I have Mr. Jacob Boafo and Michelle Akomia in the studio. Girl cry like they are here in the studio, and I'm about to ask them some questions because they recently released a song called "Whom Shall I Fear." You can get this on the Apple, Music, Spotify, and other places where you guys stream your music. But what type in "Whom Shall I Fear"? It will pop up. If it doesn't pop up, you can add the name Michelle or Jacob, and I'm pretty sure it will pop up. So yeah, we are here trying to ask them a few questions, to ask them how the song came about and all of that. People say ladies first. So Michelle, can you give us a little bit of, bio?
Okay, so how the song came about?
No, just bio about you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, my name is Michelle Akamia. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Here, sadly. Bio is crazy. I just graduated from an aesthetiology school, which I kind of just deal with like skin, acne. I do makeup as well, so
Yeah.
tap in, tap in.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, I don't know.
Nice,
There's a
nice,
lot. There's a
nice,
lot.
nice. Don't worry, we'll come back to you. So she said she that she deals with skin. Yeah, right now, me my skin is peeling off. I need I need you to come and take a look at my skin.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, Jacob. You want to take the floor?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about myself. So, I'm also fairly young. She's 22. I'm 24. My bio, I guess outside of music, I'm a software engineer, so I code. But my passion and stuff is definitely with music. So I've been like making music and like playing piano and playing drums and things like since I was a kid. I want to say it really got serious for me when I was like a teenager, maybe like 16, 17, because I used to play sports. So then like there was a point where I would I would skip out on games to like go to a concert and play a concert. So like when I got to that point, I started to realize that like it's not fair for the team to suffer a punishment because I didn't show up for the game. Because you know how it is with team sports. So after that, I decided to kind of like relax on the sports and focus more on music. Ever since then, I've just kind of been traveling with different artists, playing with them, producing different records and stuff like that here and there. And yeah, I would say this record is probably a special one because I'm singing on there. Um, Singing wasn't really a thing for me in the past. Like I always kind of like I enjoyed singing on my own, but not like in front of people or anything like that. Um, but Danny always pushed me to like sing, and I was like, I wish he would have heard this like the production and everything, but I'm definitely doing this one for him. So I'm pushing myself into that out of that comfort zone for him, but also for God, of course. But he's a huge push behind that because he always used to encourage me to do it, and I was like, singing's not for me. Let me just play my piano and go home. But he was like, if God's got something in you, then definitely like it's not 100% on you to dictate if I'm gonna use the gift or not. It's not for me. It's for God to use to gift the world. So once I stepped out on that faith, I think everything kind of fell into place. So this record is special for sure. I would say that.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, family. You remember one time I was talking about? I think during the week of Danny's 1 year anniversary, I always said that the people around him could never talk about music without him coming up in the conversation. So that's just to say that he really played a huge role in everyone's life, like all the people around him. So as Jacob said, Danny had been pushing him and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if we had other instrumentalists, he would have probably told you to come and sing tenor since we don't have enough tenors in the choir.
No, choir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You need more tenors. Look, if you're a tenor singer and you need a choir to sing, you live in Columbus, Ohio, holla at me.
Yeah.
We need more
Because tennis,
tenors.
where you at?
Yeah, yeah, yep. So yeah. So just a little bio too. This two people, we are all in the same choir in Columbus. Wasn't it? We go to Pentecost. The choir is called VOG. Literally the best choir, the
For
best
real,
African
let's
choir
be
in
for real.
Columbus. Don't no doubt about it. Eh?
True, true.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, we're all in the same choir. So it was funny like seeing Jacob do like sing bring out music like that. I was like, hey, and then they almost went to you. Yeah, yeah, and it's like it's funny because in the Ghanaian society we don't encourage that kind of way. Where it's like we allow you to stick with one thing, but like stick with this one.
Yeah.
But in the white churches, you see musicians like on the keys and still like being praise and worship leaders, leading praise and stuff, but still playing the keys. But
Exactly.
if I'm making them open on time, yeah,
Yeah.
we do that. It's very common in our community. So I'm really excited that you actually came up with your And the funny thing is, you were not wearing your glasses, so it was like I was like, who's that? It was brilliant. I know a lot of people may come. People like, hey, Jacob without his glasses. It's funny. It's like I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. It's like we are all getting to a point where it's like seeing different sides of us.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
people get so used to the other side they know, and when you reveal the other side, they're like, "Hey, wow!" It's like, and Ghanaians too, especially, we hate change. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, all I'll say is, Charlie, you guys don't give up. It's. I remember. Oh, this is just a small way. Like someone texted me. I think I posted you guys, and they were taking like you guys have singers Columbus. I was like, excuse
Nah,
me.
bro.
I was like, yeah. Then I was, me.
Columbus has mad
I started
singers.
I
Yeah.
started
Mad
bragging.
singers.
I started bragging. I was like, oh, this guys, yeah, in my choir, and then they're like, oh, are they good writers? I was like, bro,
Bro.
let's not even talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, the
That's not
number
one.
of good songwriters in Columbus and
Bro.
specifically in my church that I know of that are not doing things because they don't want to do things. I started going over on you guys. I was like, they have so much stuff in the closet, they just don't want to bring it out. And the guy was like, yeah, but Charlie, you better tell them to bring them out and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, you never know who will be blessed by your ministry.
Exactly. And I would even say something to that. Like, I feel like Columbus as a whole, I feel like we're kind of like, at least with musicians and singers, I feel like we're kind of stepping into like a newer era, for lack of better words, where a lot more young people, like not just Michelle, I can name maybe like 7 or 8 young people that I know, like God has given them songs and given them a voice, but it's just more so they may not have the community or the tools or have like access to certain things to help
Yeah.
push something like this. So someone may be at home, they're writing songs all the time, it's not an issue, but to have someone like to go to a studio and be like, hey, let's put this, and they put the music on the words and then figure out, okay, how do we change this? How do we change that? That's even how this song came. Like, we were actually working on a different song, and then we had to pause because our choir, we have prayers and stuff like that. So we stopped to pray, and during the prayers, we got that song, and then we just started working on this song. So she even has another song that she's going to release that kind of spilled the beans on.
Stay
But-
tuned.
Exactly. But I'm just saying that to say that it's more, I feel like Columbus is full of so much talent, especially the young people in the various churches, especially in the Africa, like diaspora community. But it's just more so just having the access and the encouragement to go in the right direction. Because a lot of times people will encourage you, but they don't have the answers to like they'll be like, oh, try more, do this. But they themselves, God, they can't tell you where you should go next.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and now we're starting to, like, we're learning. So we're, putting people on game in terms of other young people in our space. And we have other spaces that we are connecting with people in and also learning ourselves. So, we're also students, but we're also trying to learn and push people. And I feel like Columbus, like, this is about to be something that's going to be hitting Columbus a lot, especially like young people under 30 who are writing songs and creating albums and things like that. So I think as a community, like, we should just be ready for it. And when it does come, we're definitely going to need the support.
Yeah. And to go off what Jacob said, definitely heavy on encouragement, because I remember there's days where, Jacob used to ask, like, where's the single? And I used to be like, Aish. Like, I was telling him, like, it's coming. Whole time it's somewhere in my notebook, sleeping, like. But yeah, heavy on encouragement. Yeah, that definitely did something.
So let me ask, I'm going to help you out and join in. I'm an event organizer, right? So, I heard a song. I just heard it. It's very nice. What is the end goal? Is it just because you mentioned that you're doing it for Danny, your best friend? Fortunately, he's not. He's probably listening to it and he's grateful for it. But what is the end goal? Is it just something that you just want to do for fun, or you want to go on a different level? Because as you guys can see, there's a lot of events going out in Columbus now. For me personally, if anytime I'm doing an event in Columbus, I want to include Columbus crew, the Columbus team on board, and all these, because you can't be playing soccer and just be staying at home. You got to be on the field for people to see you. So what is the end goal for you guys?
Oh, well, the end goal, I guess for me, honestly, I believe that I want to keep making music. I feel like God has graced me with the gift of, like, writing and just making music to not only just empathize with people, but sympathize with them as well. So, yeah, I want to keep making music. Yeah.
Is this something you can make it a full time, or you think it's just going to
I
be?
feel like it's possible. It's possible to make it full time. I feel like for me, I just have to be intentional about it and just let it go from there.
Yeah.
So you personally, is it just your main gift is just the writing, or you want to do both? Because I mean, it's we have songwriters, right? And most of songwriters also make more money, although they are not out there that much. But
Yeah.
people like Jay-Z, Beyonce, people write songs for them. So there are people that using their career is just writing songs, right? Do you see yourself to be just a writer, or you want to be in front of the camera, sing? And are you focusing on just gospel, or you want to eventually move to secular? Or I mean, just think about it. I mean, the future is bright.
Yeah. Definitely gospel because I can't make any other music. It's just not gonna come out of me. So
But can you write? Can you write a secular music song for somebody to sing it?
I think it's possible, but
Okay.
will she do it? I doubt it. Like
Possibly
me myself,
not.
it's possible, but that's just not something that I'm gonna entertain.
Yeah.
Just because that's just not where my passion is, or the purpose. At least right now, it's not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I guess kind of to chime into your question too, at least for me, the end goal I would say is definitely to just continue to produce like studio productions, but also live productions. Live productions is a big thing
Yes.
that I'm interested in, just because I feel like a lot of times that's where the encounters happen. That's where people are really like changed. I've had like testimonies of like different concerts I've been to, and people were really able to experience God just the way we sang the song, the way we played certain things. So I guess like for me, I guess the end goal is, I'm sorry, to continue to populate music like this. So this is definitely not the last, and it won't just be like this style, because I know there's different artists, not just Michelle or myself, that have different styles and different feels, but all come from like the African like diaspora. So I think the goal is just to continue to produce and just preach the message of the gospel to the world through music, and just show people that like Columbus has a lot of talent. And I'm sure it's not even just Columbus alone. I feel like there's young people across the world who, like, for example, if we were to put together a writing camp right now, people would drive from all over to show up to just get that backing, that support, get that knowledge. So I think the end goal is really to just continue to bring people together in song, continue to, produce studio records, produce live records, and just continue to just make sure the gospel is spread. Because I feel like it's something that's just going to continue. Because the way life is, I feel like, your Christian life is like a roller coaster where it's like you have good times with God, but you have bad times with God. So, like, for ministers and people like us, it's important for us to continue to push out the gospel. Because if someone's in their high, they're going to love this. If someone is in their low, they're going to love this. If they're in the medium and need a little bit of a push, they're going to love this. But we need to keep, as minstrels, I feel like that's what God has tasked us to do. So it's something that I feel like we're just going to continue to keep doing until, God calls us home.
Okay, so one question too is why now? All of a sudden, why now?
I guess I feel like this could have happened a long time ago, but I feel like personally, due to like, like the fears of like, how am I gonna do it? Like, how is this gonna work? I think fear held me back a lot from a lot of things, and I feel like I missed a lot of opportunities out of fear and out of like, okay, can I actually do it, or who's gonna like it? And honestly, it's not really about who likes it or not, but it's for the ears that will hear it and that will take it to heart. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like God's timing is perfect because I know, like, there's been a lot of productions, like she said, where we just didn't push it out because we were still learning, or like we just didn't feel like we had enough. But I feel like at least right now, like, we're in a season of just on go. I feel like in life you have different like you have waiting seasons and stuff like that, but like depending on the different records you are working on, like they also have their season. I feel like with this one, and I feel like the urgency behind this was really from God, because when we met, we were working on another one of her songs, and then we got this song. So if you think about it logically, we should have finished the song we made first.
True.
But the way this song came, and like God just put that urgency in our hearts to just like this song needs to come out now. Like, and it was even supposed to release a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
but even where it released on July 1st, like that was just it's like everything planned out the way God wanted it to be. So I think at the end of the day, like, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it worked. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and with when people say God's timing and stuff, sometimes I think I've been thinking about this for a minute. Where it's like people say God's timing, and sometimes it's people's way of trying to justify them not getting to work. Because people say, "Oh, I'm waiting on God," and they are really not. They are not even praying about it. They are not communicating to God. They are not hearing anything. Like it's like people are like, "Oh, I'm in my moment, like season of waiting and stuff like that." But it's like, how then are you so sure that okay, this time is actually God's time and stuff like that? Because like people actually like in the waiting season don't really do anything but just wait. Like no, I'm like I haven't heard anything. I'm not even going to talk to God about it and stuff like that. Yeah. So can you help us with that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I would say you're not always gonna 100% know because one, you're not God. So even like I feel like even sometimes in life when there's something going on and you're preparing for it, like if you're like, oh yeah, I'm extremely ready, I would even be kind of like, are you sure? Because they're like a big component of our Christian walk is faith. Faith is everything. We don't see anything. The preaching is said to us. We don't watch a video. They don't transport us back, 2,000 years to see the death. It's all spoken, and either you receive it or you don't receive it. So it's like, I feel like when songs and stuff are given to you, and like you sit on them, the waiting is important, but I feel like it can be abused or it can be like used as a cover up in the sense of like I'm waiting, but like you said, in reality, you're not really doing anything. So I feel like if anything, we should just move off of faith and it doesn't have to be like you write a song and you're moving off of faith, you release a song tomorrow. There's a process, there's a journey. You don't just wake up, write a song, play something on it, and release it. It doesn't work one day. This single took a couple months. And even us, if we wanted to even have it finished and we wanted to wait longer and then release it, that's also considered waiting as well. So I guess like to those who are listening, who are maybe nervous about, moving ahead on something, I would say definitely put faith into account and just start doing it. You don't have to, you're not going to go from 0 to 100. So don't be so focused on like the whole aspect. Just take the little steps as you can. Day by day, you pray, you figure out what God wants you to do. Sometimes God will put you in path with someone. They'll be like, yo, are you working on something? Then it's like, all right, you have something to show them. And then maybe God gives them a word to give you. So I guess that's what I can say to that. That's for sure.
Honestly, I think you said it all.
So yeah, for me, I also believe that knowing the ways of God. For example, in the Bible, it talks about, and he said, and the children of Isaac knew the times and seasons. It talks about how like people got so close to God or got to a point in their relationship or walk with God, or maybe got to a point where they were talking with God. So it's like they were able to tell like, okay, this season that is coming is a season of, let's say, plenty. It's a season of harvest. It's a season of this, that. So I think like as you're saying with the faith, so faith can actually help you when it's like you then see things connected in your life happening, and it's just pointing you to something. You could see that like the end goal or God is the center of this. Like it's like you talk to God, so it's like so like for how this song came about. It's all of it like it's telling a story right now, and it's like now you look back and you can see the hand of God in it. So imagine people sometimes people won't see the hand of God until everything is over. Then they'll be like, oh, but it's like when you walk with God and those things are happening, the Holy Spirit will prompt you. Check this and that. This is why I'm. So it's like in that moment, God can like. So as you say, like with people watching, I know people are asking themselves, "Oh, I have this in me, but when do I know?" because that's the problem. People get to the point of like they don't even know where to start from to ask themselves like, Lord, am I even ready? And God is like, you've been ready like years ago, and it's like the person's like, but I didn't hear anything from you, and then God is like, oh, this and that happened in your life, blah 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 blah. This should have pointed you to the fact that you're ready and all of that. So yeah, I like the fact that you talked about faith. Yeah, so
And connections and networks is huge. Like,
It's the biggest
you
part.
know, yeah, the you know, the faith and the spirituality
Comes in
and
play,
the
but
prayer.
yes.
But there's also a faith and spirituality on the actual technical side as well, where it comes to the skill that God gives you, the gift that God gives you, and the knowledge that He gives you as well to understand. You need to be connected to the right
Yeah.
people. Like even us getting on this show and having a conversation with you, like, and that was one thing that when you know, me and Michelle were working on this, and even some of her other stuff, and I also have like a little bit of a label that I've started and things like that, just for other like projects that I've worked on, and like one of the biggest goals of it is a lot more like, are we going to make revenue from this project?
Okay.
Like, are we going to break even? Like, what does break even look like? Like, so it's like, those are the type of things that we also have to take into account in addition to the spirituality. And I know this can kind of get like, people are kind of like, you know, two-sided and maybe have their thoughts and their own things on this. But at least for me in this season, like, that's been the big thing too, is just looking at, you know, if God can provide, He definitely can. But it's also on us to keep account of what God has been doing for us. So it's like, how can we break even? How can we make a profit? You know, and like, you know, make sure that we're actually doing something to push the song ahead. It's not just we make the song, we release it, and yep, Charlie, yeah, that's it. No, you put money into promotion, you put money into you know, radio interviews, you put money into distribution, like all these little different things. And that's at least for music, but you know, for whoever's listening, whatever your thing may be, you know, network and figure out, you know, who can plug you up to let you know what you need to do in order for what you're doing to be successful. So like, luckily with me, I've had years of experience. Like, I've played for different artists and I've had opportunity to talk to them. Hey, like, when you release a song, like, what do you do when you release a song? I'm like, oh yeah, when you release a song is blank, 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 blank. And then, but then every artist has their own thing. Every song isn't the same. So every song has its own process and things like that too. And that even speaks again to the spiritual side, where it's like, you know, the song that we're releasing right now, if we release another song, it may not play out the same way, just because God may not have the same purpose for the song that, you know, is at hand. So
So I'll read some Facebook messages. You have some comments coming in. We have Belinda watching. Belinda Nyampong is watching. You have Ohima, I know, is also watching. Also have Haga Kosia, your boy said, North PIWC had a solid musicians. Proud of you guys. Solid song. God bless
thank
you.
you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Rakwaku, I'm bringing my song, Jacob. You guys are doing great. Keep the fire burning.
Amen.
Thank you guys for watching. But so, Jacob, you made a good statement. I think with God's time is the best, right? And there's time for everything, and there's a reason why stuff happen. You know, I've known you for years. I know you from the industry that you've played with Dinah, you've played with Sonny Badus and all those kind of good stuff. And I believe that is where I see that's where your motivation came from, and for the love that you have for the industry. One thing I want to understand from you, you said it is basically at the end of the day, money is also going to be. What challenges are you guys facing currently as a young adult, trying to establish something that it's a work of God. It's ministration. You know, ministry is not just standing in the pulpit and just preaching the word of God. It's true music. And I can testify and say, a lot of people change or believe in God through music than even the preaching. You know, because they can feel it. You know, so what has been you guys' challenges? I know you just started. You have been in the system. Michelle just started. I mean, she's following your footsteps. But I believe there's a lot of challenges to even be seen out there. the push even from our Ghanaian community. Even when you're coming to the studio, you know, you posted it, assuming, hey, we're going to get the whole Church of Pentecost, about 500 people watching you, just to feel like, oh, let me share their song. And that, you know, not to, I try to watch what I say at times, but the reason why we put up this radio station is to boost and also bring people like you out, you know, and that is one of the main goals. And when you feel like our Ghanaian community is not pushing, but anytime there's bad news, there's something bad, or just like when our brother was singing, Danny, you know, everybody, he brought in a lot of songs.
Yeah.
He was even going to do a show, right? Guess what? Do we believe how many people were going to be in the show? No. But when something bad happened to him when he died, guess what? Everybody was posting him.
His numbers shot up.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like
Crazy.
that's crazy. No, you have to help people when they are alive, not when they are not, because they can feel the difference. So what you? I'll let you guys talk. Just tell me how you guys feel.
Everything is
Voice
that
it
way,
out.
or you want me to-
You can.
I would definitely say it's just breaking through. Like that's the biggest thing. That and then consistency, because a part of the like, although we are doing this to the nations, like through God, of course, to bring Him the glory, we're not just doing it for people. So we can't. It's always we have to be mindful, at least with gospel and like a Christian, just not to focus too much on the numbers and focus on more so, is this what God wants us to do? That's the first thing, and being consistent with that. But I would say just pushing through is hard, and it also takes time, and it's also who you are and things like that. Because like with this us releasing this is like one of the first singles that have been completely produced under the label River Creative. That's the name of the label. So like I've been working with people and really looking at like numbers, like how do you make a post to get engagement, like different things like that with promotion and stuff like that. So I'd say our biggest challenge is just breaking through and getting people to be like supportive and being like, okay, if they're gonna be on this, I'm gonna follow them. I'm gonna push the music. I'm gonna do whatever, wherever they're going, we'll go. Like it takes time to build that kind of following, but I would say that's a huge challenge. I feel like another challenge is like with distributors and things like that. They usually either want you to sign to like a major label so that you've gone through all the processes of the major label before like they'll play you. Like we've had some radio stations we reach out to and they were like straight up, we won't play you guys because you're not a major artist or you're not signed to this label or signed to this brand. And then there's some stations that you reach out to and they just won't respond to you. And there's people who respond to you, but the process is really long. So it's like it's just so many things, and we're like I said, we're an indie label, so it's just kind of us two and a few other people. So it's just breaking through. That's gonna take time.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would say that, and yeah, definitely consistency. I feel like to get somewhere, you definitely have to, like I said, be intentional. You have to just keep going no matter what's in the way. Because obviously there's going to be things that will stand in your way. There's going to be things that are hard to push through. But yeah, just pushing through, just being consistent, and just trusting in God that He's going to get you through no matter what obstacle comes. So
Yeah. And then like you said before, money is also a big part.
yeah.
It's like those bigger artists, they have a bigger budget, so they can literally pay to have their song in your face. Like you can't avoid. Like every time you scroll, every other thing is there.
It's right there.
But we don't have those type of funds. So even though we do
Not yet.
pump a lot of money into singles and stuff like that, our volume isn't that high enough to pull a lot of engagement. We did get a good amount of engagement
Yeah.
though. Like
Yeah.
our streams have been going up really
That's good.
nice, especially for our first single. Like it's going along really
That's
well.
good.
Yeah.
So God willing, the next one it'll just kind of increase from there.
Yeah.
But like the money, the volume on that is huge, and that also helps determine just how like the amount of exposure that you get with your song, too. Another thing that's kind of helped, at least I would say, is like we've had like other artists who are successful in their various countries, like also share and support the song,
Yeah.
like either by giving us advice or telling us, hey, like do this instead, or like when you promote, do this, or they'll be like, oh, I have a promotion company in this country that can help you with. So like people have definitely been helpful and supporting us, but like she said, like it's gonna take a lot of time and consistency and pushing it to really start to build that following. So
Yeah.
Michelle has another single that's on the way. So, like speaking to consistency. So like this is not gonna be something that,
Okay.
yeah, sorry, yeah, kakana,
Yeah.
like this is something that you have to be dedicated to, something that's gonna take, humility, but it's gonna be a grind. At the end of the day, like you said, it's an industry. So like, you really gotta grind to learn the industry, figure out your market, figure out your consumers, figure out your demographic, and make sure you target them well so that you can start to increase your following that way.
Yeah.
So
I feel like also I've like just with this song I've learned so much. Like what even is revenue? Like I didn't know any of these things until like this song. So I'm very grateful that, I'm starting to learn more about this because I just thought I was gonna just make a song and be out. Like just make a song and like do what I need to do and be out. But yeah, I've definitely learned a lot. And also heavy on the support. I feel like with the song that just came out, Whom Shall I Fear? I feel like the support was supporting. I'm not gonna lie, but hopefully with like the next songs that we make, that same support will be there.
Yeah.
Yes, so,
and that's
yeah.
another goal of like the brand to River Creative, that we're just my goal is really to just get other young artists. So if Michelle isn't releasing like songs every 4 or 5 months, we have another artist on the brand who's also doing something.
Yeah.
So the goal is to really just to continue to build up the individual artists, but also build up the brand. So like I also have an EP that's done. So then it's a matter of time, when the things get right, I also release my music, and then she'll continue to release hers. And then we have other artists
Yeah.
that, I've been working with, and, we all are just kind of working as a collective to just kind of release things. So the goal, too, is also to build community around each artist, because each artist has their own sound, but then us working under the brand helps push that consistency, whereas people who are following the brand know that we're always going to be releasing music. We're always going to have dope artists, different sounds, different feels that they can support and listen to too as well. So
Yeah.
And money, it's as you said, it's a very big factor because when I also started doing music, that's when I realized that things are not
Charlie?
cheap.
Mm.
And to do good music, you need a
Yeah.
lot of money.
Yeah, you need a
And
budget, bro.
it's not just good music, quality music. Like
Yeah.
now, the video stuff, like videography in itself, is a huge budget. You've not even come to the sound yet.
Mhm.
You've not even come to the aesthetics yet. Like, especially even venues. Let's say if you're doing like a music video, the venues are expensive, especially in the United States. Very expensive now. These places charge like $360 per hour. Like,
And like I know you people who are listening feel like 360 is not much, but you have to think when you're recording, like maybe you'll have a director, which you also have to pay the director.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The director
And
has their
you can
feel.
shoot in an hour.
In an hour,
Exactly.
you're getting
Right.
5 hours.
Yeah,
Like
you're
minimum.
getting, and that's if you do one location. You have multiple
Multiple
locations.
locations.
Yeah, if you have a director that's like, hey, I have this storyline. We're gonna need 3 different locations. Each one starts at $350 an hour, and you need maybe 5,
You need
6
setup
hours.
time. Those takes time. Like
You gotta
2-3
rent the
hours.
cameras. You gotta
Yeah.
probably hire cameramen unless you have like friends. That's where network is huge, where you can get people who are like, you can deal with them if you're gonna come to them consistently to kind of help bargain with them because you'll use them more. But
Yeah.
that's a huge thing.
Yeah. So to do like quality, like to bring out quality content, even just for one song, you'll be thinking about $10,000 and above because like it's a lot. So
lot.
money is a huge factor, and as if they had money, they will bring out good stuff. And I've seen a lot of even top musicians or artists now talking about the quality of music that needs to come out. Like gone are the days where like in the olden days they'll be like, oh John, sing the song as long as the spirit of God is in, that's okay. Now people are attracted to nice stuff. As they watch your stuff and it's like very bad quality, they just scroll. They
Yeah, that's
just
true.
scroll. Yeah, but when it's like good quality,
Yeah.
just oh my god, look at the quality. And another says like hit them with good quality, and then the Holy Spirit will just
Telling you.
hit them
Like,
afterwards.
there's even some songs, like, excuse me to say, that aren't as like put together, or like you can just sense that it's missing something, which is maybe the Holy Spirit or whatever it is. Maybe the song, the lyric maybe isn't sound or maybe it's not 100% like Bible, but just because of the quality, just because of who it is, the song would just fly. But that's how it is.
Yep.
Cool. I mean, it's good to hear you guys. So, have you guys been looking for investors, or you trying to do it on your own to break through? Because, like you said, I mean, I've been in the industry for years. It's not easy, and you are not the first, and you're not going to be the last.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you point blank. You're not going to be the first, and you're not going to be the last. Why? Because there are people like, see, Dinah. She comes and go. There are seasons, there are years. It's not even her season, so she don't even think of producing any song or anything. So what? And those guys get the support from other people. So have you guys been thinking of it, or it's just something that, for now we're going to use our own money, go through the system, and trust me, the system can beat you down, and by the time you realize, you feel like, what, I'm done with this.
Yes.
So, and the reason I'm preaching on this or hitting on this is, I know we have a bigger community, right? And for what I've seen, if you try to pick a circle just like a Ghanaians, then your music is just not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's gonna, because everybody have their favorite. But if you want to broaden it or international wide, then you try to get different audience to listen to your music. And it's good with you guys singing in English, so because that's what you're fluent in, which is good. But I believe as time goes on, you're going to mix it with the tree and all those kind of other languages. But what would you say if you have the platform? Let's assume the whole world of Church of Pentecost is listening.
Okay.
The whole world of Assemblies of God is listening. And we know they got the numbers. They got the money to support. What would you guys tell them?
I would say definitely just support us, support the brand, River Creative. I would say that first. Oh, my bad, I'm getting a call. Okay. I would definitely say support the brand first. And I'm saying that to say that, like, the goal of the brand, the goal of the record label, is to push different artists. So it's not necessarily like, we're all like, and the great thing about supporting of the brand is you can also support different artists and learn about different artists as well. So it's like we're supporting and pushing myself and Michelle right now, but whenever the brand or the label raises up another artist, then that's another person to be discovered too. And I guess like right now, at least when kind of going back to the revenue thing that you were talking about, like most of our volume in terms of just like funds is coming from us right now. But the goal is to definitely get sponsorships. That's a huge thing. But I'm also an entrepreneur, so I know a lot about like building a portfolio and just understanding how to pitch, and like we do have a number of different potential sponsors and investors lined up, but it's all about timing, having a strong portfolio, and having numbers. So with this being like the first single under the brand, that gives us a lot of perspective and insight on how we can improve, where our strengths are, our weaknesses are. So all that is in mind when it comes to building our portfolio and how to move on with the next single and the next different artists and stuff that we have going on. And we've also started to learn a little bit more about our demographic. And like I said, we're just building the portfolio to eventually pitch to those different investors, distributors, different labels, and things that we want to collaborate with and stuff like that too. So I think right now we're just learning. We do have like maybe like parents, aunts, uncles who are, supporting us with, their thousands, 500s here and there, right? But the goal is definitely to just get like the sponsorship and get into alignment with the right companies and people who have the same vision as us, or maybe where they want to start allocating funds is in alignment with where we are as a brand. So that's definitely something we are looking for and planning towards in the near future. But I think right now it's just more so us, family, friends who are pushing it. But the goal I would definitely say within the next year and a half would definitely be to have like some serious sponsorship, to be able to get radio play across the country. Like right now, we're getting radio play in Atlanta, Texas, Maryland, Ohio, New York, California. But that's just more for us to kind of get a feel for, who's listening, who cares. Then we can start to pinpoint and drive those cities that, we're getting a lot of listeners in, and then eventually look to do some touring, maybe looking to do like, a couple shows here and there and get people to, hear the songs live, even if it's not just original songs. We can also go and, minister,
Yes.
15, 20-minute set here and there. So that's definitely something that's in the works as well, too. So
Good to know.
Yeah, so I want to play the song one more time for us too.
Fear, Lord, you're my light. Whom shall I fear when you are with me, with me? Whom shall I fear? Oh Lord, you're my light.
Let him sing along.
Whom shall I
Let's go.
fear?
Got to be ready for radio.
Yeah.
Let's, wherever you go, you're going to do that.
Lord, you're my light. Whom shall I fear when you are with me, with me? Whom shall I fear? Oh Lord, you're my life. Whom shall I fear when you are here? No matter the situation, you are with me. No matter the circumstance, you are with me. No matter the situation, you are with me. No matter the circumstance, you are with me.
No matter the season, you are with me.
go ahead.
No matter the reason, you are with me. No matter the season, you are with me. No matter the reason, you are
With me,
Whom shall we fear?
Lord, you're my light. Whom shall we fear when you are with us, with us? Whom shall we fear? Oh Lord, you're our life. Whom shall we fear when you are here?
Yeah, that's all you're going to get at me.
Why should I
Stream whom shall I fear now,
Okay,
now,
that's
now,
what I was
now,
going
now.
to ask. So,
Can't.
what was the inspiration? What is the music about? What is the song about?
I can actually read the scripture because
Okay.
I was prepared to talk about that. So the song came from Psalms 27. So it says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. So why should I be afraid? The Lord is my fortress, protecting me from danger. So why should I tremble?" So most of the song comes from that first verse, where it's like, "Whom shall I fear when you are with me? Whom shall I fear?" And then we kind of just wrote the rest of it.
Yeah.
I know the outro bridge. I kind of got from verse 5. Yeah, Psalms 27 verse 5. It says, "For he will conceal me. He will conceal me there when troubles come. He will hide me in his sanctuary. He will place me out of reach on a high rock. Then I will hold my head high above my enemies who surround me. At his sanctuary, I will offer sacrifices with shouts of joy, singing and praising the Lord with music." So that outro bridge comes mostly from that verse 5. But like I said, we got the song in prayers.
Yeah.
We were praying. We were in the studio. I was behind the piano, just playing chords. We were on the our choir has a prayer line that we do every week. We were on that, and then funny enough, my brother was leading the
Leading
prayers.
our prayers.
Yeah, my brother was leading the prayers, and he mentioned the scripture Psalms 27, and then we opened to it, and then I was just kind of there playing, and then Michelle started singing.
Right, I thought you started singing.
Yeah, I think I started coming up with the first part, like the whom shall
Yeah.
and then she kind of added to it, and we started kind of putting the harmony. So once we finished the prayer, we literally hit record.
Yeah.
We just recorded the whole
Yeah.
thing. And then after that, we started to kind of like work on the pieces. Michelle added her twists, her crazy sick harmonies, sick vocals, and she kind of added her feel and touch to it. You know, and I was just trying to do my thing, kind of hang in there, trying to catch up with Michelle. I could.
Yeah. One thing about it, you have to hit that record button because
ASAP.
once you stop, it's done.
Yeah, you forget everything.
Yeah.
So usually, like when we're in the studio, sometimes I'll just have like my phone, like recording the whole thing. Because maybe we'll do something and we forgot to record, we forget what it is. Whether it's a song, a chord, a progression, whatever it may be. So, yeah, that's pretty much how the song came.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's excitement.
yeah.
It's exciting.
Go stream it. Whom Shall I Fear Now? Share it with your mom, your dad, your uncle,
Your aunts, your cousins,
your cousin,
your
anyone.
nieces.
Even if you don't want to listen to it, just go type it in on YouTube, hit play, and mute it and let it play. Every day, let it play.
Can you share your handles so people can
Yeah, go ahead.
start following you guys?
Yes. On Instagram, it is at __CHELLEEE_. There's a lot of E's, but you'll find me.
Yep. And then my Instagram tag is at _JB, and you spell out the underscore UNDERSCOREJB. That's me on Instagram. That's also me on YouTube as well. So we also have the lyric video coming out soon.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get that out, God willing, next month. So when that comes out, please share.
You guys are shooting video.
We do have we have plans to get a video done.
Okay.
Yes, we do have plans. It's in the works.
That's good. Yeah. So for everyone watching, they need sponsors. You know,
Yeah, we need sponsors.
they,
Yep.
they need
If
sponsors.
you're interested, let us know. We'll come pitch.
They need sponsors because it's exciting to see young people coming up with stuff like that. It makes the older generation kind of like happy to see the younger ones still carrying God, because in the Bible talks about the fact that they will teach their generation, the generations and generations that will come after them. They'll talk to them about God. They will leave that as a as something like as an inheritance for them, and it's nice seeing young people now taking up roles like this too. They are not ashamed of the gospel, and it's something that the older people are excited to see, because it's like now everyone wants to do what the world, you know, it's kind of like, you know, all about, but these people have taken it upon themselves to do this, and it's a huge step for them, because I think sometimes for the young people, when they decide to take this role, it's like it's a lot of sacrifice for them, because they don't it's not every place that they can go, it's not everything that they can do, so it's a huge sacrifice to them. So the best the most that we can do is to support them in however way that we can, money, sharing their stuff, listening, and letting the message that they tell us, you know, through the music, minister to us, and it's going to be a purpose fulfilling type of thing for them. And as we said, to do good music, they need money, they need the support. And I know Ghanaians, when they love you, like how Ghanaians love Diana Hamilton. If Diana Hamilton come up with a coffin song, people will listen. Yeah, just a song where you like,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
people will still go and listen. So let's support them. And it's not just them. There are other like younger people coming up, and I'm praying. I'm like, this is going to be like a huge revival in Columbus,
revival.
where
Huge.
all these young people are coming up, and they're like, you know what, we just want to do what we're called to do, and not fear, not get scared about the future, but you know, looking forward. So let's support them. Let's give them a maximum support, and I know that God will bless each and every one of us. So you can stream the music, share,
Stream and share.
Stream
Stream and
it.
tell a
share.
friend to tell a friend to
It's
share.
not right.
If you have to pick one artist to do a collaboration with, who
Mm.
do you think you're gonna pick?
Who'd you pick?
They might be listening, you never know. Might give you a chance.
Hey,
It's all about networking.
True.
one artist thing. I think the first person that came to my mind was probably Becca Folks.
Okay. Yeah.
She's dope. Yeah, her voice.
She's amazing.
So, yeah.
I have a few people. I would say definitely Israel Houghton. He's just a classic. Like, I mean, the guy has
Yeah.
written like some of our common
Heard it.
praise and worship songs. Like, to be in a room to, do a songwriting session or something with him would be amazing. I would say him, and then I would say somebody out of Ghana. Definitely, just
True.
you gotta support guys. I say out of Ghana, I would say probably Jafet Ajete. He's
Oh,
cold.
okay.
Him and Luigi
Luigi,
McClain.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let me just say right now on this radio, Luigi McClain is underrated. Like, we need to show him so much more love. The guy's amazing. Like, I love everything. I'm a fan. I'm such a huge fan.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
He's
guy's
good.
amazing. Oh my goodness.
And
God
he's
bless
coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, he is.
Kwekute and all of that.
Yeah,
Those people
Kokute,
are
yeah,
coming up.
all of them huge. But we got to support Ghana, man. Definitely support Ghana. So,
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming too.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
guys for having us. We really appreciate it.
Problem.
Why should I
You want to do
when
the
you
announcement?
are
I'll do just a few announcements.
Oh, how should I?
Yeah, so Columbus, are you guys ready? Yep, there's going to be a big event this weekend. Sarkodia is in town. Pachonia will take it from me. I have a lot of tickets available for Sarkodia. Saturday at the forum. Starting at 8 p.m. till Wawbra na Okofie. To Miss Remo, while here taking the Sarkodia is in town. Sarkodia will be in the studio, Afro 614. Sarkodia is going to be at the studio Friday at 3 p.m. So if you now come baby a Sarkodia kwana ye true book fan no. Ti monko monye ready. One more Sarkodia nyoma abobo bebre. The music man from Ghana. So get ready for that. There's also going to be Ohio Ghana Picnic, Ohio Ghana Festival. So Ohio Ghana Festival. Main sponsor is Adonko Bitters. So this event is coming on August 3rd to August 7th. And also Columbus has a marine fee. This is free event. Untiashe into Deni Drewa. First night day no Akwaba night is on the 3rd August 5:30 p.m. And on Akwaba no yema dignitaries na free Ghana ne Ethiopia ne Nigeria. Nigerian president Kramati Sosoba. Utum formu nyina omo tutum formu nyina eba krumanti. Columbus is going to be big. It's going to be dead bibia because that weekend now. To that Thursday no Akwaba 9 was African where yako shia omo airport ya domo kodomo hotel yako venue no yako organize yourself yake kanyoma bomu ajiji eni didin komo exchange programs. So that is for the Akwaba 9 no. The Friday, which is August 4th, is going to be the Symposium and Taste of Africa. Me shadam pedriane ba, meko ko tie symposium ne ho kakra. Pedriane ne side no meko ko pedie hu bi adi we na heavy nyasem ketwa. Ma pe me banku bi ne ayi bi a mechechire dia ko fie ne ma pe kala wele abetie you name it. Every African dish bia onimbia, not just Ghanaian food dishes. Sierra Leone for aduane wo ho, Nigeria for jollof na enye de no kra, Nigeria for person be. Omo be some ya de no kra na be competition. Ti e kra de e buafu e be se etwa omo bo. But guess what? It's still going to be fun. So unya time fa ho no and also be happen on Franklin University. 201 S Grand Avenue. Open more details. Akoko African stores in any year. Open flyers, maybe or open more information. So I'll be to my friend Joe, I'll be to my friend me. I can give you all the information you need to be out there. The Grand Festival. There's going to be a Grand Festival. Guess what? Our main guy, the man in the mist, that is Samini. Akwana Jaishe, Nenuma Peteshi, Sakwano, Samatin. He is going to be the main artist that day. Or play a full song throughout. Entertaining or parking. So this event is not going to be in Krankra event. It's going to be nice. Come and enjoy. Thursday no akoya kwaba wabre wantie nyumbiasa Saturday Friday no so akodidi ahye wafu Saturday no abesaju oni ananti wo park so exchange programs e de nkrofo didi nkomo agege numbers ne sanyo mani nyina na wo de asana afi aduane na odi Friday no so ate sene be ya onye kesi too much you know me body no sama ba e say de shentare na body ni tata munti Mudra. Sunday in Pentecost, you call Thanksgiving service, main central. Sunday, no, the main apostle, general overseer of Frigana or baby Abba Yeshu, Nabe Gracie show, Nunti. You never call Pentecost, you could join Monia, sorry, Monday, no, you call Mamunim Columbia, be what now for 20 years. When you say, downtown, be crowd Columbus. You know, and we're taking this opportunity. The bus baby so fro near koyo baby omeba fro 614 for a tour omeko different places. During that time Misrel Sunday no any Monday ni nyina fa hojimu. Na Ohio Ghana Festival ni twemu wi a the following week Ghana picnic and also Ghana picnic so baso and also same one monim and no ntwemuda sorry for ne bebubo mo bo ne omomrika ne obibia ne no adokono ne ti that week ne there me say crofo be gaining weight rough because aduane na bu from that week no the following 2 weeks which is August 22nd Ghana Music Awards USA August 26 Ghana Music Awards USA. August 26th, Ghana Music Awards USA. Basso, din. There's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets now, I have all the tickets. Call Joe Boy, I have all the tickets. Call me on 614-556-6434. Ticket me $100 for regular, $150 for midsection, and $200 for VVIP. So, you know, there's going to be a red carpet on that day. Red carpet start at 5 to 7, 2 hours of red carpet. Me pacho, ba menshi shebuga biya ma feminine namo. Dress ma hunsu dress it. Kinta tuma atari. Dress, you know, dress to impress. Ukofa me try a picture and paparazzi for no be you trying to social media while him say open makeup Michelle you nice makeup obema why that night no so just call Michelle too for makeup no more did that so send be ya oba event now you feel say yes me I mean you know what bo suit what ball ahemfune so ba represent that day no na main event started 7 to 12 p.m. near upon 12 a.m. near upon program no. It's going to be fun. Artists air bano. This year artists na air bano. Some catcher will say next week me the list ni na abetuja. Artists na air bano. You can't stay home. Yeah. Juma say see if unadaka or Ghana near near the akotun or Mesremo. $100, $150, $200. Just come and relax. When you say Oko Club and I say Ujina Hona now, it's a sitting arrangement, it's a theater, Lincoln Theater, it's a nice theater in downtown. Parking kakraka. You don't have to valid or you don't have to waste time. Please, who frame me, Najil take it. Asana take it nasa. Take it in our website also see na asakra or no. Most of it seats neko. Into a paper tickets now me. So please call me, I'll get you a ticket. Get ready for the event. Start to watari, start to your makeup, start to or wig or then I'll be shining in next week, like I said, may the list of artists out. Columbus you were 3 artists are performing. Yeah, Minister C performing or Babon yeah, Joan so performing and a young Kasa Eliza so performing. To please, unya time you cry the yes unya time G off day, 35 of vacation into 1 day vacation for Saturday no. The back come and sit and enjoy good music, good show. Me that's it. I mean sure Bibi I'm sharing.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yamisha Mubia. Next week near the holistic kokonsa and the kokonsa more than pan here, bro. What kind to so stay tuned.